Hi everyone. In this tutorial we're going to have a look at the technology that Rhino is built on. So a couple of really interesting concepts. We wanted, for ease of use, we wanted all of the screens to look very similar. So you have a list of contacts, you have a list of estimates, you have a list of invoices, expenses and so on. And those essentially consist of two things. It consists of a list, and when you click on a list, you have a form. What we wanted to do is automate the programming that creates this and also creates this as well. Primary reason for that is when you're writing software that needs to work on a lot of different platforms, for example, different web browsers, and also different smart devices, so Android, Apple, iPads, iPhones, and so on. There's a couple of things that can happen. The primary thing that can happen is that they can bring out a new release of the software, which can break your user interface, and that's quite common. So the ability to react really quickly is really important. Traditionally, if you're programming each screen manually, it can take you up to 4 weeks to rectify a problem and fix it on every screen, test it on every screen, and then get it deployed. So we built this technology for two reasons. So we could react really quickly, but also it automates a huge part of the development. So let's just have a look at the contacts table. So we have a list of contacts, and we have a form. And we'll now have a look at the UI builder. So this is a piece of technology that I've built that could be used to build any app. So in this particular case, we have a list of contacts, and we can, there's all the different tables in the database, and you can add in new tables and stuff. So if I click on here, this shows us all of the fields and stuff. And you can go in and say, I want this field displaying on an ad, this one on an edit. Is this field mandatory? So you can build in a lot of rules. And the other thing you can do is you can actually go in and change all of the labels as well, all of the screen labels. So some really powerful stuff. The other thing we've done is we've got the concept of different languages, and you also have the ability to embed in a link to a video that appears at the top of each screen. So the way that works, if I go back to the app, is at the top of each screen there's a little question mark, and when you click on it, it calls on the video. So this is really powerful because it allows the user to find help for the particular feature that they're looking at. So it's real targeted help. Ongoing as well, once someone's using the app and they're trying to figure out, I wonder, could I use more of it, then they can just click on this at any point in time. So really powerful feature. So let's go back to the UI builder, and we just move back. So we have the concept of lists and forms. So this is a list, and this is a form. So this is a list of records, and this is a form to edit the records. So you can build different lists in the app. So a quick example is the contact list. And if we go in and have a look at it, and we go into the design. So if I look at the app, we have the concept of field 1, line 1, position 1, line 1, position 2, line 2, position 1, line 2, position 2. So there's 4 fields. Okay. And what the UI builder allows us to do is it allows us to go in and quickly update all of this. So we can, in this particular example, we can see the contact name, line 1, position 1. And then we can see line 1, position 2, we've got the telephone number. And then line 2, position 1, just underneath the contact name, we have the address. And you can just add in new fields, so it's really easy to select another field, yeah, and update it. You can also change the layout, so we can say I want the contact name in bold, and just to exaggerate this change, I'm going to increase the font size to 150. Okay, the UI isn't great on this. We haven't put a huge amount of effort into it because this isn't used by the end user. This is a developer's, it's a development tool. So I'm just going to save this. Just click on save. So what I can now do is I can go to maintain package up here, and we can have different languages and so on. So I'm now going to ask the robots to go off and automatically program the Rhino app. So it'll go through every single screen, reprogram it in this particular language. Okay, so I'm just going to click on it. And it's going to also upgrade all customers worldwide while we're speaking. Okay, this is on the test site, but this also is, we also do this on the live site as well. So in the space of not much more than 10 seconds, the task is complete. The app has been completely reprogrammed by the robots, and all customers have been upgraded worldwide. So if I click back, and if I now refresh the screen, there we go. The font's been increased, yeah, and it's now in bold. And it is that easy. So it's really powerful technology. The other thing we can do is if I just go back to the list screen and we look at context, we also have the concept of forms. So we've got the contact form, so let's edit that. Now we can see what it looks like. And if we go into the design page, we can see we want the contact name appearing. We want that in bold and 90% font size. And we've got the label outside, and then we actually have the control itself, i.e. the field. Okay, and you can also input field spacing and so on. You can move fields around, and you can easily add new fields as well. Okay, and it's the same thing. I can update all of these, change any of these, click on save, and I go back and just maintain the package and click rebuild, and it automatically programs it. So I spent the first year of the project building this underlying technology because it does cut our development costs by up to 70%, but it also has the added advantage of it enables us to react really quickly. So let's look at some of the other fun things that we've got. So we also have the concept of being able to add different languages, and we also have a translation tool. So what we can now do is we can look at all the different entities, messages, operators, buttons, the menus, default values, and also we have email templates and stuff in here. So let's do an interesting example. Let's go in and look at French. So we can now, and let's go to the contact. Okay, so these are all the different entities. So we can now see this is the French equivalent of all of these values. So code postal, and this is the actual English translation, and this is the French translation. Yeah, and we can also have a look at the error messages, the buttons. Yeah. Let's get interesting. Let's look at Arabic. So we designed this so it'll also support all of the Eastern languages. So we now have all of the entities in Arabic, all the messages, and so on. And what we can do is a little setting up here, which says which direction do you want the text appearing in, from left to right or right to left. But this is really powerful, so we can look at all of the we can see here's a particular email when people become a partner, and it says dear customer name, and this would be displayed in using the app. It would be displayed with the writing from right to left. So that's just a little overview behind this technology. It's technology that I wish I'd had for 30 years before I built it, because it would have saved us a huge amount of time and money, and it would allow us to react much quicker and provide a better service to our customers. So that's just a little overview of the technology. Thank you very much.